I'm going to share with you a story from, well, it's about three things. One is a place, second is an event, and the third is a very interesting person. So the place is Bournemouth, which is basically a small town, coastside town in the south of England. The year is 2011, and the event is our Master's Art School reunion. Well, I think it was the graduation ceremony, which happened like a month later. So we all gathered back into this place. And the person is Madeira Brunova, or better known as Mojo. So I've got to describe who Mojo is, right? I mean, I've got to paint you a picture. She's from Latvia, Eastern European features. And if you were to imagine her, imagine a blonde Jessica Rabbit mixed in with the creativity of Salvador Dali and the absolute crazy, batshit craziness of the Joker from Batman. Okay? So here she is. Most of my stories with Mojo normally begin with, she got naked and we did this. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that one out. This is the part where she didn't get naked. But she was definitely my first muse. She would call me at 1 in the morning and say, what are you doing, come over? And I'd just land up at her place. And she's painting herself like all colors under the sun, and she's completely naked, and she says, did you bring your camera? I said, yeah, sure. What are we doing? She's like, let's go to the beach. Okay, so here we are at freezing temperatures on Bournemouth Beach, and she's running around, painted from head to toe in different colors, and we're taking pictures. This is like one of 10 million incidents. But also, she's not had water in like about 8 years. Okay, every time she feels thirsty, it's either wine or it's something else. And weirdly enough, she's not alcoholic. I think the blood's just gotten used to it now. She's perfectly sober. But she's the sort of person, like even when I was with her in London, and London has a lot of pretty beautiful women, right? Even when I was in London, if you're walking with Mojo, everybody's eyes are on her, okay? She's the sort of woman who are generally hated by other women, but weirdly enough, she was not that. She was just like this pure form of creative energy. She was like nice, she was sweet. So great for an artist to be around. So here we are at this, the third nightclub of the night, and there are about 8 of us from the master's class, and we're just having fun. And Bana, a friend of mine, just hands me the DSLR, her DSLR, and she goes, here, because I'm the photographer. So there I am taking nice pictures of like everything which is happening, everybody's dancing, we're having fun. Mojo comes up to me and whispers, listen, I think we should do some MDMA. I'm like, okay, sure, what's up? Now, as a drug user, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm the guy who stands on the sides and says, you know what, you make the scale and I'll watch. So for me, it's always been like, oh, okay, you guys are doing this? Yeah, so you end up in friends' houses and you watch other people do things. I barely drink. So I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, if you want to. I obviously needed to go wherever she was going. So how do we go about this? She goes, wait, I'll find it. I'm like, okay, fair enough. So there she is, she's scouting the nightclub, going to like random people and like talking. And she finds this one guy who's just like dancing in the corner, like really crazy, okay? And let me paint you a picture again. He's like Eminem, but on steroids, okay? But he's just like bouncing. He can't stay still in one place, okay? He's the last person you want to speak to when you go into a place which has less lights and people going crazy. But she finds him, and he goes, yeah, come with me, I'll get you drugs, I'll get you MDMA. Mojo obviously doesn't give a shit. She's just going to follow him wherever she goes. And here I am, I can't let her alone, so I followed her out. We go out of the club, and we walk about some 5 houses down. Now, there are these 3-story row houses in England, and you get in, they're like thin houses, but they're tall. And they've got like levels up and down. So we get to the door, and I'm like wondering, where the hell are we going, But I can't leave her alone, so I got to go with her. This guy knocks at the door, opens the door. There's this guy standing right behind the door waiting to open the door. That was the first surprising thing. I'm like, who stands behind a door waiting to open a door, right? In a normal house. And this guy looks kind of scary. And I was like, okay, fair enough. No, I've been through worse. Let's go through this. And So now let me describe, before I get into the house, what I looked like back then. I go through crazy hair phases, and this was a phase when I'd colored my entire top hair platinum blonde. I had a black French beard and a platinum blonde hair. I looked like a guy who Bruce Willis almost gets killed by in a film, but somehow manages to kill him back, right, by mistake. So I'm like a badass henchman, like could have made Bond films, but like just wasn't cool enough. So here I'm looking like this, and so we start climbing the floors. We reach the first floor, and it's like weed and grass, and it's like kind of the light stuff. I'm like, okay, so where is the MDMA? And the guy goes, no, you got to go up. I'm like, okay, let's go up. So me and Misha are going up. As we reach the second floor, it gets even shadier. So now we come to like the E's and this things, and like it's more the party drugs and this and that. And behind closed curtains and like random groups of people. This actually at that point felt like a video game. You know how you cross one level and the monsters get tougher? So each floor we climbed, it just got tougher and tougher, right? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna beat the boss at the top, right? This is gonna be fun. What do I get when I kill it? But we climbed onto the second floor and it got shadier. So now I'm holding Mojo. I'm like, are you sure this is a good idea? And the guy on stairs is like, yeah, come up. The guy was, he's not gonna sell it to me. He's just gonna like give it to you directly. He needs to see who you guys are. And this is the first time, because normally when I see friends doing drugs, it's like, it just gets handed down, like right to the bottom, right? Who wants to meet you before they deal you drugs? Okay? So, like, they want to have a one-on-one conversation, have an interview. Do you pass? Yes, I will sell you MDMA. But this was quite awkward. So, anyways, we get to the second floor and it got shadier. Now, we've reached the third floor. And now I'm kind of getting scared. Like, I'm a big guy, but in England, I'm kind of average. Right? And I'm getting up there, I'm looking through curtains. Now we've reached syringes and lines. So we've reached the top floor, right? And in the corner room, this guy takes us in, and this guy's surrounded by people. He gets up. Now I'm going to describe the main boss. Okay? If you watch Snatch, and if you've seen Brad Pitt in Snatch as a pikey, right? He's this badass gypsy boxer. Imagine an ugly version of him. He's that. That's the guy. He gets up. He looks at Mojo, up and down. He looks at me, up and down. And this when he's looking at me, I'm thinking like, what the fuck is he doing? And then I realized I walked into a drug den with a DSLR strung around my... Okay? And I'm like, okay, this is not probably the best place to have a camera with me. With the lens cap open, all ready to like take pictures whenever I want to. And he goes, she's all right. You, I don't like you. You look like a cop. Out of all the things he could have said to me, he said I look like an undercover cop. Okay. And now I'm like shitting bricks. Now I'm like, okay, what are they going to do? Are they going to kill me? Are they going to knife me? What the hell? Okay, so at this point, luckily, we just got two guys who held us by the arms and took us down 3 flights of stairs. I thank God that there was no basement. Okay? And we went out the door, and I turned to Mojo, and I'm like, fuck, man, we're never doing this again. Okay? So the story sort of ends at us reuniting with our friends, and the biggest moral of the story is, no matter what you look like, there's going to be a druggie who's going to think you're an undercover cop.